Our next Golden Heart is presented to a brother who is above all a mentor. You are routinely available to your own chapter. You travel to countless other chapters at your own expense. For years, you have been the go-to guy for AVCs tackling magnificent housing projects. Our national staff seeks your counsel. You have gently guided decades of conclave deliberations. Your wisdom has truly impacted the whole of our national fraternity. And in the ranks of our national fraternity, our leaders turn most often to you for insight and perspective. It was you in the Boulder, Colorado, scribbling notes and the wild brainstorms and strategizing that would be recognized as the biggest advancement in modern college fraternity movement, the Balanced Man program. There are painfully few, if any, who have had a more profound effect on as many chapters and individual brothers as you. Ah, but your passion has been SigEp Housing. You started as Director of Housing when you left the staff. You were asked to serve on the National Housing Corporation. During the next 30 years, you became synonymous with SigEp Housing. Your housing ideas became SigEp policy. Your counsel guided many AVCs through difficult but successful fundraising, friend-raising, borrowing, and construction projects. So often, you would not just think outside of the box, you would tear down the damn box to find a way to make a project succeed. And you worked hard to fairly preserve, grow, and manage our housing loan fund. You have been the backbone of SigEp efforts to improve our quality of life, life safety, curb appeal of our fraternity's housing for 3 decades. While guiding the housing efforts of our fraternity, you managed to maintain a day job. In fact, you operated a business on the cutting edge of sanity. During most of your SigEp career, you commuted every 2 weeks to work in Moscow, where you pioneered and expanded American business in Russia. You were one of the first to put venture capital at risk in the Soviet Union and then Russia. There was no textbook, no protocol, no conventional wisdom, and little international law to guide you or the operation of your company. And oh, by the way, you stood in red square as the flag of Russia replaced the flag of the Soviet Union. Well, you and the better part of the Red Army. Notice I did not comment on his timing either. All of that is pretty cool. However, the most amazing accomplishment was that you convinced Debbie to marry and raise your 3 children. Your 2 sons joined SigEp. Debbie, Ryan, and Aaron, please stand and say hello. The 2 sons are SigEps. Now, Aaron, you're still a bit young. Should you find a SigEp house, stay the hell away. Brother Shawn McKenna, our newest Order of the Golden Heart, Main Alpha.
Well, this is supposed to be a surprise. But my mother, before I left Maine, God bless our mother, said, "Gee, I hope you like your reward." Sorry, Bert. And I swear, the Commandant of the Marine Corps has done something that I've wanted to do for 30 years to my good friend, Colonel Bob Lanham. Rub the dome. He has the horsepower, I still don't. But I do want to acknowledge that my dad was a World War II Marine, and I married the daughter of a Marine Corps DI from Korea. And he threw lobsters at me and all those things. I am so honored to receive the Order of the Golden Heart. I really do feel that in many ways I'm blessed. When you get the Order of the Golden Heart, You don't lobby for it. You don't do a resume for it. You just have a long-term commitment and passion to try to work as a volunteer for Sigma Phi Epsilon. And to do that and do that right, you have to have a very good start. Although I had a very interesting band of brothers at the University of Maine of Orono back in the 70s, they were good people and they gave me a good start. But beyond that, when I became part of the national fraternity, worked for the staff and all that, I met some people that took me under their wings. And I think it's appropriate, because I did have a head start and I was allowed to cheat because of my mother, that I would like to recognize those people. The first person is Frank Ruck, who's no longer with us, but I learned to go ahead and embrace vision from Frank Ruck. The second person, who will be very surprised that I mention him, is Ken Maddox, whom I worked next to almost every day, and every day I argued with him and fought with him, or else I would have fallen asleep. The third person is Mike Williams, who in my mind exudes class, just exudes class. I don't think I'll ever have as much class as you will. Chuck White is the next to last person who gave me friendship. And last but absolutely not least, Bill Tragos. Without your passion, Sigma Phi Epsilon wouldn't be what it is, and I hope I've picked up just a kernel of that, because you have beat it into my head for almost 35 years. I'm proud to be a SigEp. I'm proud to receive the Order of the Golden Heart. I will wear it, and I do wear it proudly, and I will deliver honor to it in the Sigma Phi Epsilon way. If my daughter, Erin, had been an Eric, she would have been a SigEp. But the next best thing that I can do is say to my two sons, and I ask them to stand up, Ryan, who just got back from Afghanistan a while ago. We missed you for Christmas, but thank you for doing what you do. And the graduate of Indiana Alpha Purdue. And then Riley, and you don't cost me any more money, Ryan. And Riley, you cost me money. Also a member from Indiana Alpha Purdue who was transferred to Maine Maritime and who's behaving because preseason football starts real soon. So I want to end the honor that you've given me by bestowing the best honor that I can on my sons, by saying that I am touched to be able to call my sons my brothers in the best fraternity on the planet, Sigma Phi Epsilon. Thank you, folks.